Hey guys, Kalila here, and welcome to another video. Ooh, is that how I say these? Welcome to Knitting Podcast, KopyKali Knitting Podcast number 18, I think. I was looking at my calendar. I always forget, especially since it's been a little while since I had a podcast. I say that as if it hasn't just been 2 weeks. But also, hello, new hair color. You guys haven't seen that yet. My members have, but not the public of YouTube. I changed my hair color to black because I was tired of keeping up with the maintenance of white hair. I mean, obviously, if you guys are blonde, then you guys understand the maintenance of keeping up platinum hair, especially. But anyway, I didn't film a podcast last week because I literally just was not feeling it, first of all, and I'm not going to force myself to do things. Second of all, I didn't have anything to talk about at all. Like, when I was like, do I want to do a podcast? Before I was doing the feeling, I was like, okay, what am I going to talk about? Because I always think about, what am I going to talk about in this podcast? And I literally could not think of anything because the only thing I was working on was my sand cardigan for like 2 weeks straight, okay? So I was just like, I don't feel like doing a podcast. First of all, I'm not going to try to fish for content. I'm just going to not do it. And now I do have a few things to talk about. This will still be a shorter podcast than my normal like 50-minute podcast, but I think that's fine because I am happy with how things are going right now. Okay, today I have 2 finished objects to show you guys, and I have 2 whips to show you guys. I have no acquisitions or anything, so we're probably gonna breeze by these things, alright? So the first finished object, well, actually, the first finished object that I want to talk about is what I'm actually wearing, and it is the sand cardigan by Woolen Knitwear. I'm gonna pop up pictures in this vicinity because, well, I haven't taken pictures yet, but I will take pictures after I film this, and I am so happy. It is an ankle length cardigan, and I did this in 3 3/4 weeks. It was like 1 day from being a month. I started it October 5th, and I finished it I started it October 7th and finished it November 5th, I believe. Yeah. So it took me a little over 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks to complete this ankle length cardigan. It is drop shoulder, boom, bam. All of the cuffs and edges are stockinette that's folded over. Let me show the bottom part as well. This yarn is gifted yarn from Isager, and it is Isager Aran Tweed in the color Rose. It is so good. I love it so much. It flattened out and draped so beautifully. Look at this. Oh my gosh. It's literally to my ankles, as you can see in the pictures. I will not stand on this chair because, you know, it's dangerous, and I'm gonna limit to the dangerous activities that I do. And yeah, so the sleeves go over, while I'm not sitting on it, yeah. My sleeves blocked out to here, which is the perfect length. The edging of this cardigan is double knit. It's a double knitted band. It was my first time doing double knitting on a cardigan, and my second time doing a double knitted band overall, because I did a double knitted band for my Marco Polo, which I believe is still in testing. Yeah, I don't think it's ended yet, which is, yeah. Anyway, my Marco Polo, I had to do a double knitted button band for that, but the button band was just like this short. But in doing that, it prepared me for this, because when I was reading the pattern, I was just like, what is that? I was so confused. But then when I got to it, and when I saw Alex from Alexandra's Gone do it, I was like, oh, know. I did that before, so I was so nervous, but I was so happy. I picked up the stitches from the wrong side so that when I turned my work, it would be on the inside, but don't do that, okay? Because it was literally like this. When I finished, it was just folding in and not out. So I had to really block it out. Like when I was blocking it, I pinned these bad boys down on the outside. And then when I flipped it, I pinned it like this so that when I unpinned it, it would just stay like that. And now it stays. It doesn't even fold or anything anymore. Let me show you just like in a normal way. Like it doesn't fold, and because it was doing this. And it doesn't do that anymore because I blocked it out nicely. So I am so happy with how that turned out. And it is so cozy. I have been wearing it almost every single day since I finished it. And I have not hung it up. It's literally on my bed when I'm not in bed. And it's on my chair when I'm not on my chair. So that I can just pick it up at any time, throw it on, just... It feels so good. I did a size 3. I used 5mm needles and I used 5 for the body and the sleeves, and I used 4 for all of the edging and the double knitted button band. These don't have button holes or anything on them, so I think that's another skill that I need to acquire, which I think I will when I do the champagne cardigan. Since the champagne cardigan has buttonholes, I started reading that pattern and I stopped because I was like, yeah, that sounds confusing with the button band. Anyway, that's my first finished object. My second finished object, a pair of socks. Yes! When you guys last saw me, when you last saw me and when you last saw these socks, I was like, what? Here or like here? And then I finished off the sock. And I finished it that day, so that was awesome. But these are gifts. This is a gift pair of socks. I'm trying to show. There we go. Stockinette portion and then the rib portion. It just looks so good. I love this color. This yarn. What is this yarn? This yarn is, what's it called? It's in my brain. Oh, let me show you how much yarn I have left over though. It starts with an M. It's not Manos de Uruguay. It's called Malabrigo. Malabrigo Rios. It is an Aran weight yarn. And it's is it hand dyed? I think it's hand dyed. I don't know. But this is how much yarn I had left. And I was able to get 2 full length socks out of them. I used the recommended needles, 4mm. And I was able to, I didn't have to worry about running out of yarn, which I was like nervous because it was a worsted weight yarn and I was just winging it at this point. But I had enough. So I have a nice pair of socks to gift and I am so excited about it. And I'm so happy I got this off my needles. So now the only small projects I have are my vanilla socks, which I have not touched at all. Okay, my vanilla socks and my Oslo hat, which I do on my morning walks. I haven't done it the past few days, but I will, maybe. But these are the Sunday socks, by the way, by Petite Knit. The pattern, Sunday socks by Petite Knit, and it's so easy. I have done many pairs of these. Let's see, I did 3 for my dad, I did 1 for myself, and then 1 for a friend. And this is the 5th pair that I've made in the past 2022 to now. So the past year, basically, I've made 5 pairs of Sunday socks. So easy, so quick. That size is the last size, by the way, the biggest size. And yeah, so those are my 2 finished objects. I am on a kind of pink run. Like I have a pink era right now because like I did this in pink. Okay, plain. This is a little pink. And my next whip is pink. It is my current active whip. I don't know, pink is just it right now, you know? But my next project, I am designing another sweater. Dude, the things that I went through with this, okay? So it is a charted sweater. It is a heart. If you can see, I don't know if you can tell, because it's a little scrunched, but it has hearts. That is, let's get the glare out. There we go. So cabled hearts that will be going across the front of the sweater. My hair. Okay. This is what it looks like. Ooh. This is what it'll be like, actually, since it has the German short rows. There are no German short rows going across the front. Let's talk about it. Okay, firstly, let me tell you the yarn that I'm using before I get into it. I'm using this Drops Mohair in the color 40. It's this like pinkish, clayish looking color mixed with this pink rose mix of woolly knit British wool. I love woolly knit, okay? I designed my first sweater with it, and I'm designing my second sweater with it. I am obsessed, okay? And this is how it's turning out with these two colors. This is what it looks like. And I am so happy that I chose to go with this because it essentially barely changed it. It almost did not change the color of the cone, and that's exactly what I wanted, okay? I just wanted it to maybe, so this truck's backing up. I just wanted it to maybe make it a little lighter, but I didn't want it to change the way it looked. And I think that is amazing. That is so good. Yeah. I'm so good at color matching. And this is just through the screen, okay? Anyway, those are the two yarns that I'm pairing together to knit on this sweater. I will tell you guys now the name of it. It is called the Enchanting Sweater by me. And it's because of these hearts that are going, these cabled hearts that are going across the front. Whoa, hello. Why did it just do that? That was weird. I'm using size 4mm needles. I use the size 3.5 for the ribbing part. I love 4mm needles, okay? Like, that is my jam. Okay, yes. So, I did not do German short rows across the front, which is why you can see that the cables just go straight up, right up on it. I did short rows in the sleeves. As you can see here, the little short row bumps, I did them in the sleeves, going across the sleeves instead of going across the front and the sleeves. Okay, typically when people do short rows in their patterns, they usually go, if it's a raglan, they usually go over the sleeves with short rows and then also over the front with short rows. For my Never sweater, I only did over the front with short rows, and because I did not care to do all that with the sleeves. Absolutely not. For this sweater, I only did it over the sleeves, and I did not go across the front at all because the front is charted. It's all charted, and the sleeves in the back are just stockinette, plain stockinette, but the front is charted. And it's my first time doing something charted for myself, okay? This is my second time ever doing cables. The first time I did cables was for the Mamba sweater by Lukrembo. And so I was like, I am not going to try to wrap my brain around how to do short rows across something that's charted. And because I wanted this pattern to be as simple as possible. Okay, as simple as possible for me and for anyone who picks it up, all right? So my enchanting sweater is something that I want it to go into testing like the last week of November, first week of December, so that I can have a February release. Since it's hearts, I wanted it to be all cute and you know, Valentine themey, even though obviously you don't have to have it in February for it to, whatever. I just thought the theme was cute, okay? And also, my second sample of this is going to be in a totally different color, not pink or red, so that it can give off a different vibe as well. And I think it's going to be one strand, but we'll see because the yarn is still coming in, and we'll just see when it gets here. And if, yeah, that's it. But so I plan to take like 2.5 weeks to knit this sweater, which is crazy because this sweater is also going to have 50 centimeters or 20 inches of positive ease, as will all of my projects. Anything that I design is going to have, any sweater or cardigan I design is going to have 20 inches of positive ease because I want that. Say hello to the enchanting sweater. I just want to keep showing it off, even though it's all scrunched and stuff, because it's so cool. You probably can't see how cool this looks right now, but like just imagine this on a huge sweater just going all the way down. Oh, that's gonna look so good. It's gonna look amazing. Oh yeah, okay. So with the chart, I created a chart with my sister, or like modified a chart with my sister, because the original chart for this heart cable is not like a me design, it's just a cable that I found. And that is knitted flat, right? And I was like, this isn't a round. I need to figure out how to do this in a round. So we had a couple iterations. Great. We tested it out on a swatch. Great. Right? Let me actually get my swatches so that I can show you my process. So this was like, let me see. I have it on here. August. So I made this swatch August 24th, just testing out the pattern of the heart cable, and this is how it was. Very nice. And so when we modified it, I tested it out. No, I didn't test it out. Did I do this full? Yeah, I did test it out because the first one was knit flat from bottom up, so it started out just making the hearts immediately. But if I did it like this and knitted it that way, then when I knitted it for a sweater, the hearts would look like this. It would be upside down instead of looking like actual hearts. So we flipped it, we tried mirroring it, we did this, whatever. And so then I did this where I started from here. So I cast it on here and then I knitted it like that, because that's how I'm knitting right now, right? You have to knit upside down like this so that when you turn it around, it looks like the heart, you know? So that's what I did with this. Knitted it like this. So I'm like knitting, and then flipped it around, it turned out like that. Perfect. So I went into the sweater, I did my German short rows and everything, and then I started on the heart. And I was on like round 6 of it, and I was just like, this is not turning out the way I thought it was. Like, it's incorrect. Like, this is wrong. I could see it was wrong, and I could feel it was wrong because I knitted it so many times before. I knew exactly how it was supposed to turn out, and I was like, this is absolutely wrong. I'm gonna have to frog it, okay? I was basically at this point in my work, and I was just like, I'm gonna have to frog. And you guys already know how I am with frogging. I don't like it, okay? Hold on, my stuff is stuck. Okay. I don't like it. I was putting it in my bag. Anyway. So, I modified the chart again. And I forgot that because I did the chart flat, even though I changed it for me to work it top down, like starting out the heart like this instead of starting out the heart like that, I needed to modify it to be worked in the round, not flat. So I had to change some symbols, change the meaning of it, change that, And I tested it out because I was like, I'm not going to test it out on my mohair project, okay? Because you know, frogging something with mohair is a pain. If you've worked with mohair, you know that. So I just took some random red heart yarn. I cast it on stitches and I worked it on this. This is my giant swatch that I worked, and I was like, oh, it's perfect. And I discovered that I had to modify something else, which I can't tell you because then it will give away certain things. But to finish off the heart, you don't, well, that's not going to give it away. You don't finish off the heart immediately. You have to repeat a certain set of rounds. And then at the end of the body is when you'll actually finish off the heart, because the hearts go into each other like this, like, So you don't actually finish the heart for it to look complete until the end, for it to look complete like that. So I had that. I'm so glad I had to frog, because I would have done that incorrectly. Even if I had the chart itself with doing the hearts correct, I would have done the rounds incorrectly and it would have just messed up everything. So that was my swatch that I did a few days ago. And I'm just like, whew, okay. I'm so glad that happened. I'm so glad I had to frog, because you know what? It happened for a reason, and it made me discover another potential mistake, which would have had me frogging again. Anyway, we're on the right track with that, and I'm so happy. I should be done with this in about 2 weeks. So maybe December 1st, I can do a tester call, and that will be great, because I'm only gonna monogamously knit on this. Yeah, I'll knit on this, finish the yoke, then I may go to this project here that I'm about to show you. It is my second sample of my Never sweater. And I started working on this because I needed a project to work on while I was reading. And I was reading a lot. I was reading for like 3 days straight, and I needed something else plain and something stuck in it. And I was like, oh my gosh, let me cast on the second sample of my Never sweater. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. And it's not pure white. It's a very off-white, beigey looking color. I love the color. This is so good. This is my design that's in testing right now. It's a plain raglan sweater. It has a 6-stitch raglan. Where's the raglan? Right here. It has a 6-stitch raglan. And yeah, it's being tested, and I wanted a second sample so that people can see it in like a neutral color, because my first one is in a bright purple color. I'll put up a picture. It's in a, well, it's not bright purple, but it's in a nice deep Barney purple color, and I wanted it to be seen in a neutral color that a lot of people love, which is this like off-white color. People love a good neutral white looking color. Beige. So I just casted that on. The yarns that I'm pairing together are Drops Kid Silk in color 1. It's called Off-White. And then in this Drops Flora color 22, and this is called White Fog. I paired these two together to have a nice, let's put that together. See how it's like not white? Because this White Fog, ooh, that's so good. The Off-White kind of neutralized the White Fog. And it's just a nice off-white sweater. And this will be the second sweater that I'm working on. I'm gonna work on my enchanting sweater. I want to finish the yoke, finish the increases and everything. And then I want to maybe work on this a little more as well, but we'll just see, because I would rather work on my enchanting sweater and finish it. So I may not film another podcast for 2 weeks just so that I can get that done. And then I'll start working on my second sample of my Never sweater, because the pattern is coming out in January. So I want to have the second sample done so that I can have pictures to promote it, and then you guys can see it in different colors. Oh my gosh, my testers, you guys are so amazing. There are so many different colors, and I don't think one person is using a neutral color. Everything is like blues, greens, purples, mixed colors. One person's doing a tweedy white one. Like, I don't think there's a plain neutral one. Unless I just haven't seen it yet. I don't know, because some still need to cast it on. But it's so amazing. It's so awesome. But those are the projects that I'll be working on for the next couple weeks. Mainly my enchanting sweater. I probably won't touch my Never sweater because I'm just going to be on a roll with knitting on my enchanting sweater. And I want that to come out and be released in February. And then after that, I am going to work on a tee, probably my Never tee, because I'm going to have a whole video series on teaching people how to design. After my enchanting sweater, I will feel armed with enough knowledge to be able to help people who just want to get into learning how to design their own things, even if they're not going to write patterns for it. But I just think it'll be cool to have people step into my brain on how I design. But anyway, that's all that I have for this video. Those are the projects that I want to show. I have plenty of other whips that are just sitting there waiting. Like, I have my zipper sweater, I have the Hans Tom sweater, the Oslo hat, my vanilla socks. I still have to frog that Louvre sweater. So I have a bunch of whips, okay? But my designs are taking, you know, the pedestal of importance right now, and that's what I want to focus on. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram because that's where I update everything on what I'm doing. And let me know what you worked on while you watched this video. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.